Okay, thank you, Tom. We urge viewers to stay tuned to SBN2 for continuing coverage of the Rockville Central Station disaster. Log on to SBN2.com for updates 24 hours a day. We'll also have new developments on the restoration progress at the Central Station during our August 2007 Eyewitness News Brief.
Well, Liz, it is hot outside right now. It's not even a degree. It's just hot. That's all it says while I was driving in, to work today. Usually it says 98 degrees. Today it just said HOT, hot. There's no way to describe this heat. Summer is out and it is in full force. Check this out. We are expecting a heat wave to move into our area within the next couple of days. And we have Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Smith, who's in Rockville Park, braving this heat. But we begin first with meteorologist Michael Fields, who's in the AccuWeather Center with this latest on this heat wave situation. What's going on, Michael?
Well, Stephen, hot can best describe Rockville for the next couple of days. Right now, it's a blistering 97 degrees out there, and it is going to get even hotter today. We're going to make it up to 99 degrees. Temperatures are supposed to remain this way for the upcoming week, so the metropolitan area will be under this massive heat wave for quite a while. The good news, however, is that the humidity is not a factor yet. So for now, we'll deal with this dry heat, which is much better than wet, sticky, and steamy heat that we'll unfortunately have to deal with next week. We'll have the latest, including my full AccuWeather forecast, later in this newscast. Now back to you, Stephen and Liz.
Thank you, Michael. We now go to Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Smith, who is live in front of Rockville Park, where some people are trying to cool off. Kim, the heat is just unbearable out there.
Unbearable can best describe it, Liz. The heat is in full force with the sun at its highest point in the sky, and people are just doing what they can to stay cool.
The park is definitely the ideal place to be at this point. We have a lot of facilities set up so park users can try to beat the heat.
Alex Cole, the president of the Rockville Park Association, is optimistic that the park will be able to handle the scores of people that will be using the park for the next couple of days to cool off. There are various facilities set up for visitors, from lemonade stands to swimming pools. Park officials are doing what they can to keep people cool.
We have our pools running 24/7. We have an indoor cooling center where people could just sit inside and cool off and watch a movie or play board games. So we are definitely able to accommodate everyone. Of course, we can't have the whole city here, but we are definitely doing our best. We have officials working overtime to keep an eye on the people that come here.
Park authorities are working overtime to keep people safe from all of this heat. There is an ambulance standing by just across the street here in case the visitors develop signs of heat stroke or heat exhaustion. And of course, Rockville Park isn't the only place where you can cool off. Rockville is full of places you can go to beat the heat. We'll give you the names of cooling centers near you during our commercial breaks. For now, we're live here in scorching Rockville Park. Kimberly Smith, SBN2 Eyewitness News.
Okay, Kimberly, I know it is hot outside. Come inside and cool off. As Kimberly said, we'll have a list of various places where you can go and beat the heat during our commercial breaks. Kim, we should add, is our new reporter for SBN2. Kim has recently joined our amazing team. And Kim, we welcome you. Welcome.
Thank you, Stephen. I'm truly honored. It's just such a great city and such a fun team to work with. I'm truly honored with such a great job here in Rockville.
We're all very proud ourselves. Now, if you can, why don't you come inside, as it is very hot out there.
We definitely will. It is brutal out here. Back to you guys.
Well, how about some chilling national news stories to help you cool off? How about that? In national news today, Louis Scooter Libby, the former chief of staff to Vice President, was sentenced to 30 months in prison with 2 years of probation and a $250,000 fine after being convicted of perjury and obstruction of justice in a CIA leak grand jury investigation. President Bush ordered Libby's jail sentence to be commuted, and he's still required to pay $250,000 and serve 2 years of probation.
On Friday, June 30th, Glasgow International Airport in Scotland was attacked by terrorists. A green Jeep Cherokee wired with explosives was driven into the glass doors of the main airport terminal. The vehicle had several containers of fuel and several canisters of propane, two highly explosive chemicals. The car thankfully did not explode, but it did burst into flames while it was headed toward the doors of the terminal, injuring 6 people. 8 people were arrested as a result of the attack. Investigators also say the attack was closely linked to the foiled terror plot from a previous day in London.
On Wednesday, July 18th, a major explosion rocked Midtown Manhattan. This video is courtesy of WABC and WNBC. As you can see, a 20-inch steam pipe exploded and spewed massive amounts of steam, concrete, and mud, leaving the area a giant mess. One person was killed and over 20 others were injured from that explosion. Despite initial fears, terrorism was not the cause of the explosion. Officials believe that the explosion happened because of the aging pipe. Immediately following the blast, there were fears of explosives that could have been thrown into the air. However, tests have come back negative. Workers continue to clean up the scene from the blast. I used to work for a radio station that's down in Midtown Manhattan on the east side. As a matter of fact, on Park Avenue, 34th and Park. And we're up on the 41st floor. And I was up there when this explosion happened, and just putting your hand to the window, being 41 flights up, you can feel the rumbling.
Indeed, Steve, it's something that I've never seen before. On Tuesday, July 17th, a TAM Linus Airways aircraft had crashed while attempting to land at Congonhas Airport in Sao Paulo, Brazil. The Airbus A320 plane reportedly skidded off the wet runway, crossing a busy thoroughfare before crashing into a fuel depot and warehouse, bursting into flames. There were 187 people on board. None survived, and 15 people on the ground were killed as well, making this Latin America's worst aviation accident to date. Investigations are still taking place. However, initial reports say standing water on the runway are a potential cause.
Well, coming up next on Eyewitness News, Rockville First International Airport has opened. Mary Riff is live at the Rockville International Airport with the very latest.
And Sim Idol is back for its 3rd season. Mary Riff will show you the highlights a little bit later as SBN 2 Eyewitness News at Noon continues.
Is your boss a double-dealing dolt? Have an in-law who treats you like an outlaw? Was your last date with a lying, no-good, two-timing, dim-witted, toad-faced Weasley snake? Does knocking over trash cans, stealing gnomes, and putting flaming bags of poo on that special someone's doorstep not say I hate you with flair? Then Settle the Score Cards and Gifts is the place for you. We put the punch back in payback. Our large assortment of beastly bots are sure to make your nemesis weep with regret. Try our jerk in a box, or our spiteful kite, and watch your rivals wail. Come in today and get 10% off our Savage Servo and a complimentary Stink Dragon bouquet with any purchase over 500 simoleons while supplies last. Settle the Score Cards and Gifts. Revenge has never been so sweet.
Here's the thing. I can hear these voices and I don't know what they are, but I know they're real.
I hear every last girl thinking about how fat she is and every last guy thinking about how gorgeous every girl is.
Shut up! Can't you see I'm trying to eat?
Maybe they're real.
I went through that once already. I'm not going back there again.
Watch The Mansion, weeknights at 7:30, right here on SBN 2.